Yo, YouTube, what's crack-a-lack-a, jack-a-smackin'? It's Wolfman with a video, and I'm coming at you from Battlefield 4 Rush on Parcel Storm. I'm doing one of these talking videos again where I just talk over gameplay, and I only do these when I'm very busy and I want to dish out a video and I want to talk about some stuff that is kind of relevant to my channel. So this is not really about my channel, but this is about NBA 2K14 and Battlefield 4 servers and the problems these games have been having. Now, out of all the games I have, and guys, I have Assassin's Creed, I have Call of Duty, Battlefield, 2K, and Killzone. And like I said in all my videos almost, Killzone Shadowfall is my favorite game out of all my PS4 games, at least multiplayer wise. And the fact is, compared to some of my games that I have, Killzone Shadowfall actually works. And this is a compliment. This shouldn't even be like a compliment. This should be a standard in gaming. When you purchase a game, they're supposed to work. You purchase a game, we paid for PlayStation Plus. This PSN isn't free anymore. It's a paid subscription every year now. It's a paid service. So when I buy an online game, when people have Verizon Fios as their internet service provider, and we're paying for PlayStation Plus, and then we pay for the game, $60 for that game. We expect it to work, and Killzone Shadowfall works perfectly. I've never once experienced any problems with that game. I don't even think that game even had any error crashes or whatever, but I've never had any problem with that game. So good job, Guerrilla Games. That's why I love you guys, and you guys are doing a fantastic job on supporting Killzone, dishing out those patches, and work on that free downloadable content. And that free downloadable content that they're giving us, those free map packs, because they don't want to divide the community up. Which the only downloadable content that Killzone actually has that's really payable downloadable content is the freaking co-op mode, which is nothing but the same mode that's in every first-person shooter basically now, which is that survival nonsense. But anyways, let's move on to the topic of the video. Battlefield 4 and NBA 2K14 servers, and not only the servers, but the problems within their own game. Now, I already talked about NBA 2K14's problems, and I'm going to discuss all these problems and all this BS in my video review for NBA 2K14. I already reviewed Battlefield 4, so check that out. But anyways, let's talk about Battlefield 4 and all the problems this game is having. I mean, this is why I sometimes I don't even play this game, because this game is unbelievably so flawed, and it's just so much glitches in the game, so many bugs, and they're working on patches. The patches have glitches. People are still getting error codes, and this game sometimes will not work for some people. And it used to get very frustrating, because you used to be playing a match, and then I used to be doing a lot of beasting and killing people and doing a lot of great stuff. Then all of a sudden you get an error code and you're like, man, wow, that's just amazing, man. After doing so good, you just get kicked out the match, and that's just some BS right there. So you got EA, and EA is actually supposed to be good in online, and yet they're doing atrocious with this online service for Battlefield 4. And not only that, but EA is about to be the first company, I believe, or if not the first company, then it's going to be one of the companies that is going to win the worst company of the year award for about three straight years now. Now, they were previously the worst company for a year for the past 2 years, and as you can see with Battlefield 4, I mean, the proof is there. And not only that, Battlefield 4 is the reason why they're getting sued. They're getting sued because of all the problems that they're in a bunch of trouble, man. They're in a shithole right now. And you know what? This is the same thing that could happen to the 2K Sports company. This is the same thing, because their servers are freaking horrible. How can we be having 2K14 Christmas time, holiday break, people having their college breaks or whatever, 1 month no college, and the game just does not work. The park fails to work. You can't even play in the park. You can't even get in the park. You can't join your friends on the park. people are getting error codes, the 2K Sports servers are down, and then like I said in the previous video, because the 2K servers are down, you can't play any game mode unless you want to start all over, and that's the problem with this online nonsense. So basically 2K was basically useless in my gaming collection. I just had 2K there collecting dust, and the only reason I went on 2K was to see if the servers were up, and they were down most of the time anyway. And we have this guy Ronnie2K, you know, tweeting all this stuff like, what's your gamer tag? What's your gamer tag? What console are you on? Fuck that nonsense. That shit makes no sense. What the hell is he gonna do with that information? Tell me what he can do that Sony can't do. Tell me what is he gonna do with your gamer tag? And if he's gonna do something with your gamer tag, please tell me. Why does he do it to everyone's gamer tag? What about everybody else? Huh? Why individual? Why individually? What about the community as a whole, man? You know, they're trying to freaking, people are trying to damage control this nonsense, but you can't damage control the BS that 2K is giving us, man. I mean, their servers are completely, how are their servers so bad? And they're the only 2K Sports, they're basically the only basketball game. Sorry Live, you weren't there for a few years and you're still not up to par of 2K's game. Live is freaking trash, I don't care what anybody says. But come on, 2K, you're the dominating basketball game, and you guys have horrible servers. How do you even have horrible servers? Tell me that. I mean, we're paying for PS Plus, right? So shouldn't all these servers be going through like Sony or whatever? And Microsoft even has its own servers, so I'm kind of confused as why, you know, 2K is not using Microsoft server. And not only that, but 2K, it seems like 2K hasn't learned a single damn thing. They've been having online problems since 2K11, 2K12, 2K13, and now 2K14 on both consoles. We can't give them a pass anymore, man. Even though they were working on 2 games, we can't give them a pass. And explain to me how one game does so good online, like for example, Killzone Shadowfall has a good online mode, and then you have games like 2K that their servers are just, they're not even working. Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Come on, you gotta take some notes, man. Look at other developers like Call of Duty games. At least Call of Duty has their servers running more than, you know, 2K servers are running at least. And you know, they're freaking games with freaking, you know, like for example, Battlefield 4, 64 players. Then you have 2K. You know, even though Battlefield 4 has some problems, I never really experienced any lag. And then you're playing 2K14. You know, you're not even playing team up. You're not even playing 10 players, and there's a lag in the movement, and there's a lag in the, you know, the shooting forms of the players. It doesn't feel smooth. It doesn't feel slick, and that's just nonsense, man. But anyways, tell me what you think about this. Tell me if you think it's enough. We've had enough of 2K's online problems. You know, they're freaking online being run by freaking animals or, you know, rodents. They got freaking hamsters running a treadmill in there. That's what their servers are made of. And tell me what you think about EA being the worst company in the United States for a 3rd year in a row. And I'm out of here, YouTube. Peace.